I'm back. You got audio now? K for repeated. James, do we have any audio?
I'm waiting for you. I don't hear it
Alrighty, this is so frustrating sometimes. No audio, huh?
yet. Yeah, Michael wrote a while ago online said no audio.
I know, but can you hear it or can he hear it? I mean, who's not hearing it, or is it not there at all? Michael, you hear it?
No audio, Paul.
Okay, at least we're gonna go without it tonight because I can't. Maybe I'll just lip sync it later. I'll just do a voiceover for the whole thing. How ridiculous! I can't understand why. It's the first time it's done that to me. Hold on. Okay, there's no reason. I'll just go move on. A little frustrating. All right, let me do this then. I'm going to start taking check-ins right now in case there's any. Does anybody have any questions besides the fact that we have no audio? I can just play music in the background. No, I can't do that either. Music. Does anybody have any questions about our mess here?
I do have a question, Paul, KE4TYJ.
Yeah, go ahead, James.
Can you say the frequency for the sideband net afterwards? Did you say 144.400?
Yeah, is that not a good one?
No, you were good last week with 144.240.
What's wrong with 400?
We're out of the sideband portion of 2 meters.
Oh, man, I'm brain dead here. Yeah, let's do that again. 144.240. We'll stay there then.
Thank you. KE4TYJ.
What did we say? 144 what? I'm writing it down. I already forgot.
144.240.
Yeah, I must have had the 4 stuck in my head for the 400. Sorry about that. All righty. Let's move on our messed up net here that somehow, wherever the audio didn't work right, I don't know. Never had the audio issue before, had the video issue before. All right. Let's start from the north. North of Lebanon Road, please come in.
Comment.
Yeah, comment. Go ahead.
We have audio now.
I'm just thrilled. All right. I can't imagine why that got messed up. I didn't tell you guys, you just as a note, a big announcement here. YouTube notified me a net or two ago that there was a little glitch in their system. And after I told it to kill the system, it says stop and it gives you actually, sure you want to stop, and I hit yes, and then hit end. And I did all of that. And apparently it continues to feed the video and audio for a couple of minutes after that. So I just thought it was, they told me, it says, you better go back and edit your video, which I did. But it was funny because I thought, YouTube could just be spying on me. Yeah, they apologized and said it was a glitch in the system. And, hey, there wasn't anything. I was just sitting here goofing off, not doing anything particular. And thankfully, I wasn't picking my nose or, scratching myself in places. It's embarrassing. So, all right, north of Lebanon Road. I'm glad we got the audio back. This ought to be a fun one to edit, actually. North of Lebanon Road, north of Division Street, north of Mount Juliet. Please come in. Hey, Fred, how are you doing tonight? Good to hear from you. Hello. Your Y4G, go ahead.
Just call in.
All right, you're doing great. Your antenna and your the way you got the radio set up's working still better as it was recently?
As it was last week.
Well, then it's working better than it was before last week, right?
That's correct.
Yes, yeah, sounds good. Very good. All right, good to hear from you. That was Fred. He's up in. Why does that name sound wrong when I'm saying that? It is Fred, isn't it?
No, it's not Fred.
That's Jeff. How could I be so screwed up? It's going to be a bad night for me. It's been a very frustrating evening. Jeff. Now, you did say Jeff, right?
I did. I've been called worse.
Oh, yeah, sure. I'm sorry about that. I don't know why I was thinking Fred. You know why Fred? Yeah, I can tell you right now why Fred jumps into my mind. You know the picture you have on your QRZ site that sticks in my mind?
Oh, Herman Munster.
Yeah, that's Fred Gwynn.
That's old. That's him, Fred Quinn.
So I just, had a momentary, brain freeze, and that's what popped into my mind. I'm sorry about that. All right, Jeff, we're back. And again, good to hear from you. That's Whiskey Yankee 4 Golf, and he's up in Madison. Who else we got north of Mount Juliet? Please come in.
KE4TWS.
I'm not going to even ask your name. I'm just going to go with no name. We're going to use code words. No, how you doing? How you doing, Wes?
K4NBF. Bryce, some of his place. He lives up here, the very northern part of Wilson County, northeastern part.
Oh, cool. And Bryce's call was what?
His call is Kilo 4 November Bravo Fox.
All right, I was just noting it down. All right, very good. You sound good. And so you're not too far. You on the handheld?
We were listening on the handheld, and I thought, well, it was kind of scratchy, so I came to the truck out here. You're about an F6 on the new antenna that I emailed you the crappy picture of.
That antenna works good. I'm telling you, for a little crazy antenna mounted in the back of your truck, it works great.
Yeah. All right, go ahead with that. Good deal, KE4TWS.
Yeah, very good, Wes. Good to have you in there. Wes is in the almost the northernmost part of Wilson County, unless he was standing on the center half of the Cumberland River. But he's not on the river. He's in his truck at the moment, mobile. Who else do we have north of Mount Juliet? Over to the west of Wilson County. Please come in.
KM4YRF. West of what?
West of Mount Juliet. Who's there?
Kilo 4 Victor Delta Lima.
Is that Don over there in the eastern sector?
Yeah, Don. Yeah, over there in Carvation.
Yeah, you're doing great, Don. Hey, hold on. Let me come back to you. Michael, how are you doing tonight? I appreciate the feedback on the crazy audio thing here.
Yeah, I'm doing good, Paul. Saw a horrendous wreck on Brawley Parkway late this afternoon when I was going to eat. Man, this car spun out of control in the middle of Brawley Parkway, hit the wall 3 times, and it was awful.
Yeah, it sounds bad. Really bad. Did you find out what the status was?
Yeah, he was right in front of me. He was just hot dogging, I guess. He must have been doing at least 90 miles an hour, cutting in and out of traffic, and he just lost control and spun around right in the middle of Brawley. I don't know how he didn't hit anybody else, and then he hit that wall once, spun around, hit it again, and then finally hit it and bounced him out into Brawley Parkway.
Wow. So you don't know what his status was, though, huh?
Yeah, he wasn't hurt at all. The girlfriend that was in the car, she had a cut on her chin. They took her away in the ambulance, but he appeared to be fine.
Yeah, he was messed up on the head if he was hot dogging it on Briley. It's only supposed to be a 55-mile-an-hour speed limit, or 50 or 55.
He had to be doing at least 90, maybe more.
Well, I don't know if he'll get charged with anything but careless driving, will he?
Well, I'm not sure, but the Metro wouldn't let him leave in the ambulance with his girlfriend. They made him wait, so I don't know.
Yeah, those kind of things can be very, very dangerous. I've seen things like that, but didn't know the outcome because it was very busy traffic, and it was, I think it was on 60. I'm not sure where it was. It's on one of the major highways around here, and I saw one. Like you said, he slammed the wall twice and then spun back into traffic, so it wasn't pretty. But he seemed to be all right. All right, very good, Michael. Good to have you in there. Don, were you copying Michael over there in Bellshire, just northeast of Nashville?
Well, there's some scratching going on, but as far as the copying, he wasn't breaking my squelch or what have you, but anyway, that's soon to be changed. Today, I got out and fooled around. I'm getting to where I can climb my tower. I'm fixing to put her. This is Mary and Marty, and we hope all of you had a good Thanksgiving Day. Went through the family and friends around like we all named last week for things we were thankful for. So anyway, I want to say hi to everybody out there, and we are over in Belshire, right beside Mike, and I'm going to pass the mic over to Marty and let him check in this week. Kilo Delta 4, Oscar Echo, November.
Yeah, hold on, Mary. We had a double in there for there was somebody you didn't hear him, but there was another fellow out there. So hang on 1 second before Marty gets on the line there. Don, you got doubled on, but I understand you're working on getting a better antenna up there.
I'm sorry, my wife come in here and talk about me being long-winded. I have no earthly idea what you said, Paul. Okay, for video.
All right. We had a triple. Your wife was doubling with you, and you were being doubled on by somebody else. No, I was just saying that you apparently you're working to improve your antenna situation there at QTH.
Yeah. I'm trying to finish. I'm getting my strength back from this cancerous ordeal that I've been going through that will never ever end. But anyway, I'm getting my strength back in my legs where I can get on the tower and get up there and get everything oriented to where I can get up there and make some noise there.
All right, sounds good. I look forward to having you on the air with a better antenna so you can hear everybody else besides me, I guess. All right, thanks a lot, Don. Appreciate you. That's Don, Kilo 4, Victor Delta Lima. He's over in Carthage, so he's a pretty good stretch from here, and some of you may not be able to hear him. I know Mary couldn't hear him, or she wouldn't have got on the air. Mary, bring Marty back, please.
Okay. We're glad there's some other women checking in back there. Sorry we weren't able to hear her. But I'm going to pass the mic over to Marty. This is Kilo Delta 4, Oscar Echo, November, Mary. And here is Marty. 84 BQK, and we are in Belshire.
Yeah, very good, Marty. I'm glad I have both in there, both Mary and Marty. And of course, we had that's KD4OE. It's Oscar Echo November, correct? And then we've got Marty, who is Kilo Delta 4. Bravo, Quebec Kilo. Did I get both of those right, didn't I?
P4 BQK.
Yep, sounds great. You're both doing well over there?
Pretty good.
And enjoyed the holiday, I hope.
Ate too much.
Yeah, don't tell me that, man. I haven't eaten that much. My wife went all out. Boy, we had everything, and I ate so much. I was almost sick. I mean, to tell you, it took me 24 hours to overcome all the food I ate. It was unbelievable, but it was good stuff. It was some of the best cooking she's done in all the time I've known her. But anyway, all right, Mary, Marty, appreciate you being here. That's Kilo Delta 4 Oscar Echo November and Kilo Delta 4 Bravo Quebec Kilo Marty, and they're both in Belshire. Who else north of west of Mount Juliet Road? Please come in.
W4 AWE.
All right, very good, John. You're doing fine. How? Well, at least on the audio. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing good. Yeah, good to talk to you, Paul.
Yeah, yeah. I had a couple of questions I had for you, but I'll do them off the net. They were regarding that video stuff. But all right, John, you sound good in there. You're able to hear. Were you able to hear Carthage in there?
No, it was a little bit down in the noise for me, but I just got in here about 5 minutes ago.
Okay, yeah, he's working to improve his station, but I had a pretty good signal here into my station, which Carthage is I don't know how far that is exactly without looking, but it's farther than most. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, Carthage is a pretty good stretch to the east.
Oh yeah, yeah. I measured it one time and I forgot what it was. But anyway, all right, John. Appreciate you having you in there. That's Whiskey 4 Alpha Whiskey Echo, and he is in Bellevue. with a great signal as always. Who else we got west of Mount Juliet? Nothing heard. We'll come back on late check-ins, and this is Kilo 4 Papa Echo Whiskey with the Mount Juliet Simplex Radio Net. Is there anybody south of 40? Please come in.
N0 JPD. Good evening, Paul.
Hello, Andy. Our sometime checker inner.
Yeah, I know, man. Just finding the time to, when I get a chance to break away and come down and check on this net, I always got to do it. I'll take the opportunity when I get time to get away from all the gremlins, you know.
Oh, well, that's why, you've heard me say it. We're the only net I know of that gives hams 2 times a week opportunities to miss the net.
Yeah, good to hear everybody out there. Got a great signal over here. You're like S8, S9, and looking forward to checking out the old sideband portion afterwards too. But yeah, you're sounding good over here, looking good on the video, Paul.
Yeah, well, it's really the audio that's important. I was going to put up a fake screen there so nobody'd have to look at me.
Yeah, give me your best side on that one, Paul.
Yeah, I could just put up like an artist's conception of who I am.
Yeah, a reasonable facsimile will do fine, right?
Or just a stick figure. I don't know. No, I thought about that. I really did. I thought people don't really have to see me, but maybe some who aren't so inclined would see how easy this idiot can do it, then they'll do their own net sometime, maybe somewhere else in the world. I don't know where, because people from all over can see it.
Well, you're doing a good job, and yeah, the YouTube portion of it is a nice plus, especially for folks who want to go back and see how they sound.
Yeah, no, that's exactly why I did it. Initially, I said last time, I thought about doing it with one of those feeds that was like a radio feed, just audio. And I said, well, I'd rather, if I can do this, it's great, because I want to do some other stuff too relating to ham radio. And this is an easy and great way to do it because people are really tuned into videos,
Yeah, nice touch on there, nice touch. And a lot of folks liking to check out the footprint, check out the radio and antenna systems. Good deal.
Yeah, very good, Andy. And that's Andy N0 JPD. I'm going to get it wrong. Hold on, it's not Murfreesboro. Smyrna?
That's it. Yeah, that's it. Smyrna, about 9 miles on back west of Murfreesboro. You got it now, Paul.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, the home of the pizza place I like.
Maybe Salvo's. That's my favorite place in Smyrna.
All right, I'm going to tell you the quick story. I went to Salvo's, just on a recommendation. I went there, I loved it, but I got there, and he's, Salvo is he's Italian. He's not even a naturalized citizen. He's still a green card holder from Italy. He got here in, I don't know, 50 or 60 years ago, and she asked him. She asked my wife where she was from because she's got an accent from New York. He goes like, "You're from New York?" She says, "Yeah." Oh yeah, from New York. And she goes, "My husband's from Niagara Falls." And so that he looks at me and he goes, "Hey, you can know my cousin." In Niagara Falls. And I go, I don't know, maybe. I haven't lived there for 50 years. He goes, "Oh, who is it?" I said, "Who is it?" He says, Magadino is his last name, Salvatore Magadino. And I cringed. He was the biggest mafioso in all of Ontario, New York, Ohio, and Western Pennsylvania.
Wow, that's pretty wild. They do make some dynamite pizza, though. It's just my favorite.
Oh, no. Great pizza, great little salad, and the dessert, another bar that he's got there. Yeah, I'd go there. I go out of my way to go there for pizza, believe me. We're not supposed to do commercials, so that was just between you and me.
He is the best.
Oh, I think so. It's very good food. All righty. Who else? I appreciate you being there, Andy. N0 JPD Smyrna. Who else we got south of 40?
KN4 MPV.
Hey, Terry, how are you?
Doing good, Paul. How about
you? I'm doing great. I can't read my writing. It's MPV. I wrote down something else. It was a scribble that didn't make any sense. But yeah, you're sounding great.
Well, thank you, Paul. You're sounding real good as always over here in Murfreesboro. And hope everybody had a nice Thanksgiving there with their family and friends, and you too. And let's go ahead and get back with that. Your audio is doing okay on the YouTube right now, by the way. I don't know if you know that, but we can hear you good right now. So anyway, let's get back to net there, and hello to everybody. Hope you had a good one. 73s, KN4 MPV. We're out.
Yeah, and that's Terry, and Terry is Kilo November 4 Mike Papa Victor, and he's in Murfreesboro. Great signal from there. And who else we got south of 40?
Kilo Mike 4, November Yankee, Bill.
Hey, Bill, you sound good. Everything going all right for you this holiday weekend?
Oh yeah, me and the missus sat right here at the house and enjoyed each other.
Yeah, that's kind of the nice stuff. We sat down with, of course, I think you know, both of my mother and her mother live with us, so we had a nice sit down dinner between the four of us, and we also had some visitors during the week, but not on Thanksgiving from family, and that was nice. So yeah, being around family and well, family is it really is number one. Friends come second, but it's a close second.
Yeah, I understand all that. I'm going to turn Don back over to you and Cam for you, and while be clear.
Yeah, very good, Bill. That's Bill, Kilo Mike 4, November Yankee, and he is in Murfreesboro. And great signal as always. Who else saw the 40?
K4 TYJ.
Cam4 ACK.
ACK, hold on. I got Jim first here in Woodbury. How you doing, Jim?
I'm doing good. Everything's fine. Everybody's sounding good. I did copy Don K4VDM. I guess that's VDL. That's his call over in Carthage. And according to Cura, that he's 25 miles northeast of me. So I did get a good copy on him. And everybody else in Murfreesboro and Smyrna sounding good out here in Woodbury.
Excellent. Good to hear. Of course, Jim's got a good elevation and a nice antenna system there. He gets out and receives real well. But to hear Carthage, I don't know what the obstructions would be. Apparently, not too many. How strong did you have down over in Carthage?
I had him good S3 at the S5. Perfect copy.
Okay, great. Just hope he's listening. He'll know how far he's getting, but we don't want to tell him it's too good because he's working to improve the system over there.
Oh yeah, we'll tell him after he gets his new antenna up.
Yeah, that's right. All right. Who was that called in just on that double there? Please come now, south of 40.
KM4 ACK.
All right. My mind went into a brain freeze here. The first name and location, please.
Jason over here in Murfreesboro. I've checked in before, but it's been a while.
Well, I remembered the call. I just couldn't connect it with the name. I'm sorry about that, but then I certainly don't have total recall.
Not a problem whatsoever. Hope everybody's doing well tonight on the net. Running 25 watts into a copper J pole hanging in the attic this evening.
Well, you're doing great from Murfreesboro with that copper J pole in the attic. You're doing about 10 over S9, so you're doing real good.
Roger. Thank you for the report. Y'all have a good night. KM4 ACK.
Yeah, very good, Jason. That's Jason in Murfreesboro. That's Kilo Mike 4 Alpha Charlie Kilo. Yeah, J pole in the attic. My least favorite antenna, but hey, it works. It works for this distance for certain. It's not. It doesn't do good for getting out too far though. I know because I have one. Who else we have south of 40?
Kilo Echo K4 ID Victor.
Yeah, hold on, Robin. I got Larry in there who superseded you in so many ways. Go ahead, Larry.
Hi, Paul. You got 9 watching right now, so we thought we'd give you that little hint and we'll say back to you.
Wow, we're getting a following, aren't we? You know, I hit 1,000 subscribers yesterday for this channel. I'm not sure why. I don't really know why. Really haven't a clue. I mean, it's certainly not to watch these videos.
What's on your hat?
That is the patch that we used to get on the ship I served on. You can read what that is, the USS Miles C. Fox, DD-829, which means it was a destroyer. I didn't even realize I was wearing it until just now. Forgot.
Okay, man. Well, let's get on with it. K4 Sloppy.
Yeah, and all of that, what they call that scrambled eggs on there means nothing because I was a third-class petty officer, and those are usually reserved for like rear admirals and stuff.
Oh, I thought you was a cook.
I was just a little under the cooks. How's that? All right, Larry. That was Larry. Kilo Echo 4 Sierra Yankee Victor, and he's in Rockvale. Great signal as always. Thanks for asking about the hat. I forgot all about it. Robin, how you doing?
I'm okay, Paul. How are you this evening?
Frustrated. I couldn't find what I was looking for, and that gets, to me, that's very frustrating. If I have something, I was confident I knew where it was, and it wasn't there. So obviously, those elves came in here and they've relocated some of my stuff.
Those aren't elves; those are gremlins.
Yeah, whatever they are. It's so annoying. Of course, it's also annoying that I should know where it is. It's not just that I can't find it. I should know exactly where it is and it bothers me.
That's your laptop power supply?
Well, that's for the other laptop. I mean, I have two power supplies for my HP laptop, and I was just trying to locate it because I wanted to see where it was, and I don't have no idea where I put it. It's annoying. But it'll turn up, I'm sure. It's probably behind the coffee can in the cupboard or something.
There you go. So I got a little more curious. Your crime boss friend has his own. Well, somebody, it's not his. Somebody created a Wikipedia page about your crime boss family.
Oh, the Magadinos? Yeah, I'm confident they did. He got subpoenaed several times, and he was always sick for the subpoenas in the federal courthouse in Buffalo. He was quite the central alleged crime boss figure in the western New York, for sure. He was something else. He owned a funeral home. I think you might have read that.
Yeah, that's how he came by the nickname The Undertaker.
I didn't have the heart to tell Selma, and I'm sure he knows. He has to know. How could he not know if it's your cousin that he's in mafia? Maybe that's just natural. Hey, my buddies. Hey, if you need some help, just call Magadino. No, I didn't, because living in a city that has those people, I knew some of the Magadino kids they didn't go to my school. They went to private school, and as would be always. And he had a large extended family, and lots of Italians lived in my hometown. So in turn, I knew lots of Italians that knew lots of Italians, and so we tended to know each other. And I didn't really want to know that family because you didn't want to raise the issue or know them in any way. You know what I'm saying?
Apparently, in the late 60s, a raid in his son's home in Niagara Falls led to the discovery of $473,000 in a suitcase.
Nothing would surprise me. I didn't remember that or hear about it. The other one was, I remember, I don't know if it was his organization. They raided a home in Niagara Falls, and for obvious, you can figure it out. They had like 48 phone lines. I think they were doing a bookie operation or something.
Yes, among several other businesses, both legitimate and
illegal. Yeah, but Salvatore seems like a nice guy down there at the pizza place.
I went out of my way to get one of those pizzas last week. It's good. And I got, one of the biggest things they make, and I've made about 8 meals out of it, so I got my money's worth. I don't know. It's been a really long time since I've had a pizza that was really good. So it's not bad, certainly. But,
Oh, I understand. It's him. Maybe you caught him on a bad night, but no, it may just not be to your liking. I don't know. Having been, I'm not necessarily a pizza aficionado, but I enjoy the pizza they have. It's decent. I think they use good stuff. It sure beats the frozen ones you find over at Walmart.
That is true. Absolutely true.
See, there's one of those places there. Did you ever buy those Walmart pizzas that are right inside the door? I swear they use synthetic cheese.
No, I would never do that.
Well, I only did it once, and that was enough. I think I threw the rest in the garbage.
Could have told you.
Yeah, just like you told me about that PVC pipe thing.
Not polite to make racial slurs on the
air. Well, you'd also be slurring whatever Wes's heritage is.
How's that?
Because he was there when we did it.
Yeah, didn't he tell you not to do it?
Negative. He thought it was a great idea.
Yeah, you're just trying to set me up.
I don't remember what he said, but he didn't balk at it. He didn't say, hey, let's go get a piece of pipe. And so when it didn't work well, we just ran out and got a piece of pipe. So could have saved a lot of trouble by not having to put it up, take it down, and then go get a piece of pipe.
Well, let me remind you of the primary difference between me and Wes. He teaches history and geography. I have an engineering degree.
Yeah, that means something. You're right, it does. Um, yeah, I agree. By the way, that Tony guy, he's too good on the machine, man. He's just too good.
What?
That guy in the videos with the machinist, he does all that machining stuff.
Oh yeah, this old Tony. Yeah, he's amazing.
No, he's just. I watch him work and I go, he's disgusting. He's so good.
Not only that, he's hilarious.
Oh yeah, no, he is. I don't know how he. Well, again, he's just got certain skills. Because for all you want to, if you ever want to look up some fun stuff, technical that's machinist related, machining and welding and just neat stuff. You'll just look up this old Tony, and he's in. I think he lives in Italy, doesn't he? And he's an American who lives in Italy.
I think that's correct, but I'm not certain. I've been told that, and he's never confirmed or denied it in his videos.
At any rate, it's just fun to watch somebody that's skilled at working with metals and stuff. It's really he's very good. I'd say he's an expert. Anyway, good to have you in there, Robin. It's Kilo 4 India Delta Charlie. It's about 5 miles south of me on just west of Mount Juliet Road between that and Percy Priest Lake. Who else south of 40?
KN4CCQ.
Hello, Preston. You doing well?
Yeah, man, I'm doing really good. Been over the last couple of days. Hope everybody else is doing the same.
Yeah, actually, it's funny. I still, it sounds silly, but I almost feel guilty when I eat that much. Not because it makes me ill, because it did, but because you realize when you overeat that much and eat and drink and just about anything that's that's in the grocery store, and you realize there are people around the world that they ain't got a pot to wee wee in.
Yes, sir. I understand. We're really blessed, to have that, have it as plentiful as we do. I know there's a lot of people around here that probably don't have anything either. So we are blessed for that. But again, to you, Paul, out there sounding good as always, and 73 is you and everyone on the net. And I'll kick it back to you, sir.
Yeah, very good, Preston. That's Preston Kilo November 4, Charlie, Quebec. Great signal, and he is in Concentra. Who else south of 4?
Kilo Delta 4 Zulu Golf Game.
Yeah, thanks for hanging in there, Ed. You doing okay?
Oh, doing great. Man, I've had a great weekend this weekend. Had grandkids over for the part of it and had the entire close family here, son, daughter, grandkids, and all the in-laws. We had this day with our Thanksgiving. I keep wanting to say Easter for somehow. But anyhow, we had a great day. Had the whole family here, ate turkey, ham, and the whole trimming. Can't complain at all. Just looking forward to another week there and last for the past week.
Oh yeah, it's funny how to explain even how much when you don't see relatives for a long time, and I say a long time, a year or 2 years, you don't see them for a long time, and what a pleasure it is just to have them around. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's the only way I can say it. It's just like this. Hey, this is great,
Well, that's the part about us, it's I'm trying to think of a word for it, but anyway, that's our intuition inside of us that knows it's family, and we always want to take care of family, look out for family for sure. But anyway, I appreciate you letting me in, Paul. I hear most of the people tonight. There's a couple there I didn't hear. But I want to turn it back over to you, and I know there's some others wanting to get in here and chat with you as well there. Good afternoon. This is Kilo Delta 4 Zulu Golf Yankee head downtown the Shake Rag.
Right, very good. Shag Rag, Tennessee, somewhere near. I get the name of the place right. Shelbyville. I think it's a little bit south, isn't it, Ed?
It's west of Shelbyville, about 5 miles out.
Okay, so it's really Shag Rag, west of 5 miles west of Shelbyville. That's Kilo Delta 4 Zulu Golf Yankee with a great signal coming up here. Who else south of 40?
K4 OFO.
Hey, Donnie, you doing well?
Doing good. Trying to straighten up a few things around here. So, but had a nice holiday. Thankful for that. Had a good time. Good to hear everybody on the net tonight. That's about all I have. I'll turn it back over to you.
Yeah, you're only about 20 over here, so your signal needs improving.
Well, thank you. I don't know what I did. Glad to hear this.
No, you sound great. That's great. That's Donnie, that Kilo 4 Oscar, Foxtrot Oscar. He's also about 5 or so miles south of me, east of Juliet Road, just a little bit. All right, who else south of 40? Nobody else south of 40. Please come down. Not nobody, but I want everybody south of 40 to come. Please come down. Yeah, nothing. We'll take late check-ins from any place, anywhere. Please come down. Hey, Charles, your signal's a little low. Did you make any changes?
Ain't such a thing. I'm dealing with sleep deprivation still. I think I got sleep apnea because I don't know, it's weird. I'm asleep, and then the only way I can explain it is I'm like, I don't know how to explain it. I'm thinking about something, and then I still think about the same thing when I wake up, and I don't know I don't know how to explain it. I guess it's my body telling me I'm stopping breathing. But anyways, I didn't know Art Bell died in April from a drug overdose. That's crazy. I just never found that out. Maybe I forgot about it, but I heard somebody on another net talk about that, and I looked it up.
Yeah, I don't know where you saw that. I didn't hear about the drug overdose thing. I can't imagine that, but I guess it's possible.
I didn't even know he died.
Yeah, he did. It wasn't national news on CBS, NBC, ABC, but it certainly was. It was news in the ham community, of course, and in the radio world.
I didn't even know he was a ham. I just heard somebody talk about that. He's from Para, Nevada.
Yep, I'm gonna look real quick here because I could be wrong, but I didn't hear that about his. All it said here is that he suffered from some health problems and that they hadn't yet determined his cause of his death.
I looked it up and showed drug overdose. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, it does say here that he is in August. They said that he did have chronic obstructive pulmonary disease and hypertension. Of course, that's what my mother has. And so apparently it contributed to his death because apparently either took too much or it suppresses the breathing. And that's could have probably, I doubt, I can't say, I don't know if I doubt very seriously he killed himself, but his drugs may have contributed to his death. Anyway, that's interesting. Not that it matters. He was a great guy to listen to on the air. He was fun, even though he was crazy as a loon sometimes. But he was great fun. All right, Charles. Sound good? I hope you get some sleep. I hope you get that resolved with what's apparently sleep apnea. That's Charles, Kilo Golf 4, Sierra Foxtrot up in Cottontown. Anybody else late check-in, please come in.
WA4 ZHI, you didn't call East. Zulu, how copy, over.
Oh, okay. I skipped these. I didn't want to talk to you guys. Hold on, Earl. I'll get to you in 1 second. I'm sorry, James. For some reason, I thought we did. Go ahead, James.
Well, good evening to you. Having kind of a quiet day here, doing little chores, lazing around.
Yeah, I know the deal. I even went out on my bicycle. It's been 366 days since I got slammed by a car, but I went out on the bike anyway. You got to get out and do that stuff. But I also did some other stuff, which reminds me, I still got to do some stuff. So you're doing all right on the way? I mean, did you have any people over besides your son's family?
No, we just had them that day, then we went out for meals for the rest of the time.
Ah, great. Okay, I'm glad it went well for you, though. Anybody? All right, Earl, that's who I heard in there.
Hey, what's going on over there, Paul? Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, man, you're loud tonight. You're doing well.
Well, I'll tell you what. I was over here listening on my outside antenna, my big one I usually have hooked up, okay?
Yes.
And, I got a little troubleshooting project I got coming up, so I hooked up a little dual band mobile antenna out here on the grill out here outside my window, and that's what I'm talking on you with y'all. And I was listening to y'all on my bigger antenna, and I could hear just about everybody pretty well, and I thought, except for you, okay? And it's kind of like, well, while you was out there talking, I switched them over, and daggone, it helped my receive out a whole lot. And I don't know if it helped my transmission or not, but that thing's just, I don't know, maybe 3 foot off the ground. I got a piece of 14 gauge solid wire wrapped around the base of it and put on the, stuck about 4 or 6 inches of it in the ground to ground it. So I'm kind of impressed how this little mobile antenna is for a just a test site antenna. If you're hearing me now, it sure did help out my receive.
Well, I'll tell you what, I don't know what was going on with your other antenna, but this is the best I think I've ever heard you. You're S7 right now into the station, and I don't think you were ever higher than S4, maybe S5.
No, okay. Well, I got you back up at S20 over here, 20 over, I guess, as they say in particular circles and everything. But anyway, hope everybody had a good daggone all you neat buffet. Sounds like most people had and everything. I had a pretty good time over here myself. And but anyway, I'm just kind of flabbergasted how that little difference that little mobile antenna made for being what it is out there. But anyway, we'll catch you later, Paul. Sounded good now on my little mobile antenna on a charcoal grill lid out there. KE4 DEZ, back to you.
Yeah, very good. Now you really do sound good, though, Earl. I mean, it's like I said, that's got to be the best I've heard in a while. So I think I'd investigate your other feed line and antenna, see what's going on there. But anyway, that was Earl. He is over in Noreen, I guess that's called, and it's just east of Cedars of Lebanon Park there, South of Lebanon. That's Kilo Echo 4 Delta Echo Zulu. You're Earl. And who else do we have in there?
KN4LXH.
Hello, Jimmy. You doing all right?
Yes, sir. Doing fine. Doing fine. Did you know that ham radio operators could operate out of Guantanamo Bay, Cuba without being jammed by the Cubans? Because I talked to one on a net earlier today.
I have not done that, although I have heard of people having communications. I don't know. Did he say what he was? He a radio room operator, or was he just a ham operating out of his house?
I'm not sure if he was. I think he was probably U.S. military who had a ham license.
Well, there are some civilians there. That's why I say that. They are allowed. Not everybody, but I don't know who's allowed to have families there. But I think people that are for extended are allowed, and they're given base housing. But yeah, I've been there a couple of times, well, more than a couple of times. And it's not, well, it was terrible when I was there. It's a remote base. You can't go anywhere, and it's beautiful though. The water down there is fantastic. We did snorkeling and fishing, and it was great.
Okay, yes. Well, I assume that if you get too close to the fence line, you risk coming into somebody's sights over there. So you got to watch where you go.
Well, I think you do, but it's not that close, really. We were, and this is going back a bunch of years, but we were playing golf, and I'm no golfer, but all of a sudden I felt and heard this rumbling in the ground. And I said, "What the heck?" And the next thing I see is a routine maneuver. The U.S. Marines are there with their tanks rumbling up this hillside, go to that perimeter, I guess, to do a routine patrol or something. I mean, that was when it was really straight. That was back in, it might have been 1970 or 71, I forget. But anyway, yeah, it's a crazy place because the whole base is surrounded with landmines.
Yeah, well, I guess ever since Fidel left the head honcho position, maybe they relaxed and they don't jam people there as much.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal is. I really don't. I never operated down there, but I just read an article from the city of Guantanamo. They just had a ham convention of sorts that coordinated the local hams and the state's ham licensing people. I don't know. I didn't get the whole gist of it because it was translated from Spanish to English, but They were talking up ham radio in Guantanamo, the city of which is just north of. See, what's odd about that? I don't know if you ever looked on a map, and that is an interesting point. People don't realize it. If you guys zoom in on the city of Guantanamo Bay, Cuba, which is on the southeast side of the island, you zoom in and you realize to get by water from the ocean, you have to go through the naval base up Guantanamo Bay to get to Guantanamo City, which is a Cuban city. It's a regular Cuban people. So fishermen and commercial traffic every day are traveling through Guantanamo Naval Base to get out to the ocean. I don't think anybody knows that.
Well, I guess the government has mellowed a bit since they started talking to them again. So anyway, I guess that's a good thing. I've heard some Cuban hams, real Cuban hams, from time to time, but not very often. Anyway, I don't want to take up any more of your time. It's this KN4LXH. Back to you.
Yeah, very good, Jimmy. That was Jimmy Kilo November 4 Lima X-Ray Hotel. He's here in Mount Juliet, just north of Mount Juliet High School. Yeah, it's when I lived in Florida, I had my first outside of the state, well, outside the continental states, contact was from Cuba because it's really easy. In fact, some Cubans, under some conditions, can hit the repeaters in Florida, and so that wasn't too unusual. Although I don't think the Cuban government liked that. And I used to, because I was married, my second wife, who I was married to for 27 years, she was from Cuba originally. She came here when she was 11. And so I knew some Spanish. And I tell the operators I was talking to in Cuba, and as soon as I said this, the QSO always ended. They'd say 73. And all I have to say is, in Spanish, I told them my wife was from Cuba. Boom, okay, we're over.
Wow.
Well, if you know anything about the Cuban government, and the way that they administered things with their propaganda. Anybody who left Cuba wanted to leave after the socialist revolution of whatever year that was, around 1959. They are considered worms. That's the literal translation of what they call people who left. They're worms. And so talking with relatives of worms isn't a good idea to a Cuban name.
I guess not. So anyway, yes, but what people were thankful for, I'm thankful for our good art sports.
Yeah, I know. I know, that's a good one, though. But it's true, though. You do get thankful for little things that improve your feelings and your health. Absolutely. That's why when people complain about drug costs, I go, yes, I hate the drug costs too, but it makes me better. So I'm pretty thankful I got them. All right, very good, Jim. Again, Jim, Kilo November 4 Lima X-Ray Hotel in Mount Juliet. Does anybody else east of Mount Juliet Road?
Okay, I'm RHQ.
Hey, Stan, you sound good. They going well this weekend? You're not working, are you?
No, we had the past 3 days off. I got one more day before going back to work.
Yeah, me too. I got one more day off, and then I got to go back on retirement.
Yeah, wish I was that lucky.
Don't push it. Don't push it. I'm sure you enjoy what you do most of the time, so don't push it along. It's like my dad told me, the time goes fast enough as it is without you rushing it along,
Yeah, that's for sure, Paul.
Yeah, very good. Appreciate you being there, Stan. That's Stan in Lebanon. That's Kilo Mike 4 Hotel Quebec Echo. Stan just north of Lebanon, half a mile maybe. Anybody else south or east of Mount Juliet Road?
Bravo.
Yeah, hold on, Richard. I got the great Kevin in Lebanon here.
I'm surprised you even heard me. I had some 5 watts there. I figured Richard covered me up. There ain't nothing going on over here. Just sitting here listening in. I was thinking to myself, I thought, doggone, I missed the east. I was sitting here, oh man, and I was gonna call in late, but glad somebody come in there from the east and got your attention. Oh mercy, yeah, there really ain't nothing going on over here, Paul. Same old stuff, different day.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, and talk to you in a day or so, I don't think, but that's all right too. So everything's going all right for you this Thanksgiving weekend? You had some of your family over there, didn't you?
Yeah, we had pretty much all of them over from that are living around here. And my sister come from North Carolina. Her and her husband, they came over and spent a couple hours with us, and drove back. But Yeah, it's just, it was pretty pleasant. It's a pleasant surprise not to be arguing or something, you know. It was pretty civil.
Yeah, well, sometimes that happens in family stuff for a variety of reasons. I know I think I told it before, but my ex-wife, I used to jokingly when we get in the car to go over to one of their relatives' house for an event, because her brother and sister usually cause problems. It wasn't my wife who caused them. It wasn't me who caused them. I stay silent in other families' affairs. Uh, it's hard to imagine, I know, but I'd get in the car and the first thing I'd do is look at my watch, and I say the fight starts around 2 o'clock is when the fight starts. She always got upset with me.
Yeah, that's the way it used to be. Oh, mercy. Yeah, well, I'll let you get Richard, man. I just would get in here and check in with you. I'll be around KG4 Monday.
Yeah, very good. That's Kevin, Kilo Golf 4, Mike India Zulu, just a little bit west of downtown, right west of the circle, half a mile or so. I'm not sure how far that is, but great signal from Lebanon. Richard, God, glad you're in there. Are you at home?
Yes, sir, I am, and I'm hearing a few more posts tonight than I have previously. I don't know, I forget now, I didn't write them down like I should have, but I heard Belshire for the first time, and Carthage for the first time, and I'm really wondering what the DHF propagation is doing. But anyway, I had a great Thanksgiving, and a good time was had by all, as I say. Hope everybody else did. And Paul, can't be done well. Paul, is it too early to make a New Year's resolution?
It's too early to make one? No, it's not too early at all. You can make them anytime you want.
Okay. I'm going to make a New Year's resolution that from January 1 on, and before that, if need be, I'm going to, if I have to, grab Kevin, drag him to breakfast, kicking and screaming every month.
You may have to go over, break into his house and wake him up.
Well, that'd probably be, that may be an issue too, but we'll work that out. Did you hear that, Kevin?
Oh, man, goodness gracious. Are you going to come over and get me?
If I have to, yes.
All right. Oh, goodness. Yeah, KG4 Monday.
Yeah, for SIB. Back to that. Thank you, sir.
All right, very good, Richard. By the way, you were S9 here tonight, which is probably as good as you've ever been. The conditions must be great because usually you're not quite that good.
Yeah. And like I said, I've heard several people tonight that I don't ordinarily hear. Something's going on with the water or something. I don't know what, but I'm not going to fuss about it. It's a good thing.
Yeah, no, it sounds great. You'll have to listen to it at about about, I don't know, 55 minutes into the hour or so, if you can see it on the web, if you haven't already.
Copy. All right. Yeah, there's a little bit of a delay when I see it on my computer as opposed to when it's actually done. So I don't ever try and watch it while the net's going on. If I want to, I go back and watch it afterwards because it confuses me as to what's going on.
Oh yeah, no, it's funny because I don't watch. I see myself, but I don't watch myself because I was just doing it a second ago. I'd move, and the movements are slightly delayed. I move, and then it moves on the screen, so it's always a little bit of a delay. All right, that was Richard in Lebanon, and that's Kilo India 4, Sierra India Bravo, just north of, I think, 70. Isn't that where you are?
I'm about a half a mile off 70, yeah.
Yeah, okay, very good. That's Richard, just north of 70 and west of Lebanon. All right, anybody else? East of Modulator Road. All righty, any late check-ins? Now we can move into the real late check-ins. No late. That means there's probably no lollygaggers, lurkers, or sandbaggers. I heard a Kilo November 4. What was the last? A little real weak. Anybody copying that? Because I can't hear the last part.
Thank you, CQX.
Oh, is that the one that lives over there by Robin?
That is correct. Me, Joe, way over here.
And let's see, the first name. What? Hold on, don't tell me. Was it Johnny?
Joe,
Joey. That was it. Very good. What's how come your signal's degraded so much? Did you change something?
I'm using a rubber ducky pennant, and I believe it was.
Okay, so you're on the rubber duck that's on the HT instead of that external one. Okay, very good. Yeah, really, really low signal tonight, but there's a good reason why, obviously. All right, very good, Joey. That's Kilo November 4 Charlie Quebec X-ray, and he is also just between Percy Priest and 171 Mount Juliet Road, about 5 miles south of me. All right, appreciate you being there, Joey. And even with a handheld, you can see I can hear pretty good. Not real well on that one. Who else? So anybody else late checking? You.
Papa, Quebec, X-ray.
I only had it 33% wrong.
He's 40 over to me.
Well, I'm sure he is, but to me, he's, yeah, I don't know. Is he inside? Did he say?
He didn't say. He's 40 over. Does it matter?
Well, that's if you were net control, it wouldn't matter. But to me, he was really, really. I couldn't hear the complete call.
K4 IDC.
See, a real net control would have somebody else who copies this stuff down for him.
You got 5 dogs. What are you complaining about?
Yeah, no. It's like I do. I live in a sitcom. I really do. 2 old ladies, a wife, 5 dogs, 2 mice, 2 parakeets, and now my wife says she wants to buy a I don't know what it was, a hamster or something.
Oh, me. You know, Nashville has a nice zoo.
Yeah, they do. Who was that call that just called in? Was that Delta Sierra?
Delta 4, North Sierra.
Ah, very good. Kilo Delta 4 Golf Sierra. Forgive me, but the name and the location, please.
The name is Juliet, Alabaster, Alabama.
Okay, you said Alabaster, Alabama?
Alabaster, Alabama.
Oh, awesome. Are you using a beam or some other elevation issue there? Is anybody else copying Jim in Alabaster, Alabama?
Is that any better, KD4GS?
Yeah, it sounds great, Jim. What kind of antenna are you using from Alabama?
Oh, I got 11 elements, about 25 feet off the ground, pointed in the northeast direction.
Well, that'll certainly do it. And the audio is a lot now better. You must have bumped up your power a little bit.
No, I changed the correct frequency. I was on 46.42, now I'm on 46.15, 415.
Okay, very good. Yeah, no, and now it sounds great. It's and I do have that correct, I believe. Kilo Delta 4 Golf Sierra, and that's Jim. And it is Alabaster, Alabama?
Yes, Alabaster, Alabama. What's your name, your location?
My name is Paul, Papa Alpha Uniform Lima, and I'm in Mount Juliet, Tennessee. You know where that is, just 11, 12 miles east of Nashville.
Well, that's a pretty good haul. That's a bad haul on the hill, Paul.
Well, I'd say it's a great haul. The only other person I've talked to in Alabama, and of course, if I pointed my beam, I'd do better, but I'm on a vertical and I have a pretty good elevation, as you can imagine, if I can hear you. But the only other person I've talked to in Alabama from this station on a VHF is he was doing a remote to that little mountain that's just east of Huntsville, and it's up a couple thousand feet. You probably know it. I don't remember the name of the mountain.
Yeah, I'm on the vertical thing. It's what I have left from my FM twist, the next break. You can fall on it. It just got an horizontal section, but I mentioned your vertical.
Yeah, very good. Your signal degraded a little bit there. I didn't catch every word you had there. In fact, it doesn't even show any. It just says busy on the radio with no bars. So it was just could get the audio and a lot of crackle in there. But yeah, really, I do appreciate you checking in there. You just run onto us by accident, did you, Jim? My call sign is Kilo 4 Papa Echo Whiskey. Kilo 4 Papa Echo Whiskey. Yeah, very good. Appreciate you having that in there. And again, for the guys who can't hear him, that was Jim in Alabaster, Alabama, Kilo Delta 4 Golf Sierra, and he's on an 11 element beam pointed in, well, I'm pretty sure it's this direction. But was anybody else copying him?
200 miles.
I copied him.
Juliet.
K4OFO. I copied him there toward the end real well.
Yeah, very good. What was the mileage on that?
200 miles.
Wow. Is that inflated miles or real miles?
That's the crow flies.
Man, conditions are really up. Everybody point their beams toward Alabama, man.
Well, I talked if y'all be quiet.
Yeah, go ahead.
Stronger toward the end.
KE4GS, you copy KE4TYJ? All right, thank you, Jim. Name here is Jim also, and I'm located just north of Woodbury, Tennessee. Over.
Woodbury, Tennessee. You was south of Birmingham, just a little town of Alabaster.
All right, QSL. All right, let me jump out of here. There's a few others in here I want to work you too, if you can hear them. So, all right, KE4GS, KE4TYJ, 73, old man.
58, 73, K4TYJ.
Anybody else want to talk to Jim before we jump out of here?
K4OFO. I just wonder if he could read me. I can hear him pretty clear now.
Jim, are you copying K4 Oscar, Foxtrot Oscar?
I haven't tried again.
This is K4OFO. I'm picking you up a lot better now than what it was when you first started. I just wondered if you could read me.
Yes, you're very readable a little bit more. K4OFO, KD4GS.
Thank you, sir.
Anybody else think want to try to grab Jim while the conditions are good?
Hey, Jim, you got a copy on me, KG4MIZ.
KG4MIZ, got you Q5, over.
All righty, you sounded really good up here, too. I'm located in Lebanon, Tennessee, and just about 30 miles east of Nashville here, and you sound real good over here.
You guys are sounding real good down here. Now, there's some other guys from Alabama, 146.52, if you want to go snag them. They got towers 180 feet tall and multiple beam antennas and lots of amplifiers.
Oh, goodness gracious. Well, I'm going to have to run around there and see if I can make a contact or two. I appreciate it, Jim. You coming back to me, sir. You take care. KG4MIZ.
KG4MIZ, KG4GS. I didn't mean to mess up your net, over, Paul.
No, we're a Simplex Net. We're a Simplex club, so to speak, and we like doing Simplex, so we loved having you in there, Jim.
We'd like to have you on our Simplex Net Saturday night at 7:30 Central Time at 146.58. We got stations to the north around Madison and Huntsville that can be north and pick you up. We'd appreciate it, over.
All right, very good. And I'll pass that along right now to the guys. And if anybody wants to QSY to 146.52 and point your antennas if you got them, that'll point. Yeah, smoke them if you got them too. Point your antennas down toward Alabama, down there south of Birmingham. Well, just point it toward Birmingham will be a good choice. It's Alabaster and it's Jim. It's Kilo Delta 4 Golf Sierras. But apparently conditions are good tonight, and they're on 146.52 now. And then they also meet every Saturday at 7:30 on 146.580, 146.58 Simplex FM. So that's sounds like a lot of fun, and I'm glad he showed up.
It's on Sundays, 7:30 to 8:30. Sundays, 7:30 to 8:30. What time is your net, over?
Okay, I was wrong. It's not Saturdays, it is Sundays?
It is Sunday, over.
Okay, very good. Ours is every Wednesday night and every Saturday night at 8 p.m. Every Saturday and every Wednesday at 8 p.m.
I'll share that information with our Simplex all over.
All right, sounds great. I'm glad to hear about some other Simplex people. And don't hesitate. Look us up on the web if you don't mind. You can see us on YouTube. I do these live feeds, these nets. So you're on YouTube right now on a live feed from here from Mount Juliet. But if you look me up under the call K4PEW in YouTube or the Brain Trusts BRAINTRUSTS Brain Trusts channel, you'll be able to hear your own voice how we heard you.
Oh, when I hear me, I sound terrible. I'd rather hear other people. Over.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I feel the same way. All right, Jim, we really appreciate you jumping in there, though. It was a lot of fun.
All right, I'll let you have the frequency back for your net. I'm going to buzz over to 146 and 52 and see what's happening. Thank you. Enjoyed it. 73, 84 GS. That's why.
Yeah, he had a great signal that time for you guys who could hear him. His signal even jumped up better than it was at the beginning. Did you hear that well better, Kevin?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome. You probably heard it better too, did you, Donnie?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was awesome. Now everybody who can't hear him is jealous. I love that. Anyway, that was Alabaster, Alabama. Cool. And that's down apparently south of Birmingham. All righty. Do we have any more late check-ins? Please come in. No more late out lollygaggers, lurkers, sandbaggers, scanner listeners, of course, have to send me an email or shine their light in my window. All righty, got nothing. We'll move right over. Does anybody have anything they want to buy, sell, swap, or swindle tonight? That was a quick buy, sell, swap, and swindle net. Nobody's got anything?
Still have a FT 2000 and an Astron 50 amp supply.
All righty, Robin still has an FT 2000 Yaesu radio and an Astron 50 amp power supply ready to roll. And both, I'm pretty sure they both worked the last time he turned them on. Is that right?
That's correct.
Yes. All right, very good. All right, if you're interested, call Robin or get hold of Robin, or you can get hold of him right now if you want to, but his email address is kilo4 India Delta Charlie at comcast.net. Comcast.net.
Robbie, what do you want for it's K4, but what do you want for the FT 2000? That's what I'm talking to you over right now. Somebody else is wanting.
I think it's worth about $1,200.
All right, thank you.
But I'll entertain reasonable offers.
I'll pass it on.
Thank you.
Anybody else or questions, appraisals, offers, please come now.
W4 AWA.
Yeah, go ahead, John.
You know, I keep forgetting to mention this Yaesu FT991 and the Ameritron AL80B linear that I've got for sale.
That was the Ameritron, which one?
It's the AL80B.
All righty. John's got an FT991 apparently for sale, along with a Ameritron AL. That's AL, yeah, 8L AL80B amplifier. What's the limit on that? Well, what's capacity of that amplifier?
The 80B is actually the only. I think it's the only 110 volt power supply linear on the market that puts out a kilowatt.
Yeah, you got to have a big Christmas tree extension cord for that one.
But, you know, you can go in, they come from the factory set for 110, but it's, you know, it's a 5-minute change of a couple of straps to convert it to 220 if you want a little more efficiency.
I got you. So anyway, yeah, John, K4AWE. I'm sorry, Whiskey 4 Alpha Whiskey. No, it's Kilo 4 Alpha Whiskey Echo. I'll get that straight. John, Whiskey 4 Alpha Whiskey Echo. Yeah, John in Bellevue has got a FT991 for sale along with a Meritron AL80 Bravo 110 or 220 volt 1 kW amplifier. You want to talk prices over the air or leave it at that?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, both are actually new. The 991, both were bought, at Christmas ham radio outlet sales a couple of years ago, and just due to other obligations I had, the Ameritron's still in the box. The 991 has just been sitting on the shelf. The Ameritron's never been powered up. The 991, I powered it up on my test bench to check that the PA output bias was correct, because some early ones were wrong from the factory, but it's all good. It's 800 and the Ameritron 80B is 1150. New, it's 1430 on sale.
All right, very good. Sounds like a bargain to me. Somebody who wants a 991 or a AL80B amplifier. It's 800 for the 991, and it's 10. You said 1050. Is that what you said for the Meritron?
Yeah, just call it 1100.
All right, I'll call it 1100 for that 1 kW amp, which sounds good. I would prefer to run that on 220 myself.
Exactly. The only reason I never ended up using the 991 is I ran across this, I don't think it works on that 100 that I'm using now on eBay, and but originally they're both what you call shack in a box. It's all the HF bands plus VHF, UHF.
Yeah, exactly. What did you say, Robin? Was that you, Dublin?
I don't think it works on that band.
Works on which band?
220.
I'm pretty sure it doesn't. That's why I'd say I'd rather get it run. I should maybe qualify 220 volt single phase.
How about 240?
Well, it depends on which neighborhood you live in. And why do we say 110?
We don't.
I know. Lots of people do. It's actually 117.
Right.
Geography and history teachers say 110.
Yeah, I know. I only say that because I know my audience.
Well, okay.
The other thing about
That's why I use a crap out of
continues to sit here is because it had what has now become a rare Taylor tube, which is shipped separately new in the box from Ameritron. Nowadays, I think they're shipping Chinese tubes.
Okay. So we got the regular tubes coming on that one. All right, very good, John. It's an FT991, brand new, used and tested once, $800, and the Meritron 80 AL80B for 1100. Good for either 110 volt or 240 volt. I was like 117. Okay, no, it's 220 or 120 or 240. All right, thanks, John. Anybody else? Questions, answers, accusations? Please come in.
Is zero JPD?
Hey, what's up?
I was just going to say that AL80B, which is what I use, that's a really good price at 1100, because I was just looking at the prices on those today. New, they are $1645. So I'd say for a new one, 1100 is a darn good price.
Yeah, and I think there's a caveat in there. You need a tuner.
Oh yeah, you need a big tuner. Yeah.
I didn't want anybody to get all crazy and think they were going to be avoiding another whatever it is, $500.
Yeah, got to have the big old tuner on the other side of it. But they are good amps. I use mine all the time. Great workhorse.
Yep, glad to hear it. Appreciate it, Andy. Yeah, that's a good price. Somebody ought to jump on that if they're looking for a nice radio and an amplifier. And it'd be worth buying just so you'd have the money left over to buy the tuner. All right, anybody else? All right, we'll move right over to the sideband portion, and then that's on 144, whatever I said that was, 144, 2, what did I say? 240. That's what I said. 144, 240 upper sideband, and we'll go there right now. K4P. Thanks for everybody checking in. That was like number 27. That was Jim from Alabama. He was number 27, so it was a little above our average, but it was a good night. Appreciate everybody being there, and I'm now closing this part down to go over to the sideband portion. 144, 240.
KM4YRF. This is K4 with them.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, Mike, did you get that tower you was talking about? We gonna pick it up yet?
No, I haven't picked it up yet, but it's already bought and paid for.
That's great. But if you need some help or need a trailer, maybe I can help you out there. Be happy to go help you if you need to get it.
Okay, I'm probably gonna rent a truck, pickup truck, and just go pick it up because it's all apart and everything, and I can't wait to get it.
Well, I got a truck, got a trailer, both. We need it. Just let me know.
All right, Donnie, listen, I really appreciate that, and I sure will.
All right, I'll talk to you later. Stay helpful. Take 400.
This is Kilo 4 Papa Echo Whiskey with the Mount Juliet Simplex and the radio net. Is anybody on frequency south of 40?
Kilo Echo 4, Yankee Juliet.
Yeah, we got like a triple in there at least. I think I heard Jim in there first, so that was Kilo Echo 4 Sierra. I'm sorry. I'll get it straight here in a second. Kilo Man.
Kilo Echo 4, Tango Yankee Juliet.
Yeah, me all flustered there, Jim. Kilo Echo 4 Tango Yankee Juliet. Who else was south of 40?
M0 JPD, Andy over in Smart Ball.
All right, sounds good. It's all on audio, so you guys can hear yourself here, but appreciate you being there, Andy. Who else we got south of 40? Anybody else south of 40 on the frequency? All right, over to the east side of Mount Juliet. Please come out east of Wilson County.
KG4, how much?
Sound good in there, Kevin. You doing 50 watts?
Yeah.
Yeah, very good. Sounds good, though. These short distances work great. Without a beam, anyway. Of course, I'm vertical. Who else we got east? Anybody north? Anybody north of Mount Juliet? Please come down. North Wilson County on 144, 240. All right, over to the west. Who we got west of Mount Juliet, west of Wilson County?
W4 AWE.
Hey, John, sound good. Nice and loud, actually. Probably got this, my RF gain was a little messed up.
Yeah, you're booming over here. Let's see, you're over S9.
Yeah, very good. You're doing as well. Nice power. How much power are you running? And is that on, which radio is that on?
This is the Icon IC9100, the one that does, it's showing 95 watts.
Okay, very good. You're doing a great job. Were you able to hear all the other stations?
I was slow to get on here because I originally had it set for 220.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. Well, we've got 5 in here tonight. Me and KE4TYJ. Jim, give a shout out to John if you don't mind.
Yeah, sure. I don't have John's call sign, but anyways, I got a good 5x9 copy on him down here in Woodbury. This is Jim KE4TYJ. Hey Jim, this is W4 AWA. John, you're S6 over here in West Nashville. Okay, that ain't too bad for 50 watts. Like I said, good sound, good copy. Works great. All right, Paul, back to you. K4TYJ.
Yeah, very good. I'm presuming, Andy, that you're copying everybody.
Yeah, copy everybody so far. Everybody's coming in pretty good.
All right. We sure did pare down the 27 people down to 5.
6.
Who's 6? Please come now.
How do you think?
Ah, there we go. We got K4 India Delta Charlie Robin there in just south of Mount Juliet. Robin, are you? Well, you have you been copying anybody?
Yeah, a couple other stations.
Okay, very good. Andy, I just do presume you're copying everybody, right?
Yep, yeah, I'm copying everybody so far. Sounding good.
All right, Kevin, you're in the same boat.
Oh yeah, everybody.
All righty, so we're doing well. And are you, John? Are you just did you hear that round Robin there? Besides Robin?
I'm copying everybody. Friend Robin fluctuated a little bit. He's sort of bouncing around S2, S3, but I'm copying about 50% on him.
I'm giving her off his got Captain.
Yeah, was that any better that time, John?
Try it again.
I said I'm giving her off she's got Captain. K4 IDC.
Robin, sounds like you need to pedal a little bit harder.
Dude, the knob is on 10 and I don't have an 11.
I'm not copying Robin on those last transmissions.
Open the squelch.
He said open the squelch.
Oh yeah, it's wide open.
All right, well I can take that. K4 IDC.
Was that any different, John?
No, I just maybe it's conditions. I'm just not getting him. Or, it could be he's just off axis just enough to be blocked by those hills that you and I got lucky to get a cut through.
Yeah, I know. I hear you. He's also in a very which antenna are you? Are you still running that same vertical you had up before on the same one you did the VHF? Robin.
Yeah.
Okay, so that hasn't changed, but yeah, it's interesting. Now, John, were you able to copy Robin on FM?
It would come and go. It's just I had to really open the squelch and listen down on the noise.
Where is he?
John is in Bellevue, just southwest of Nashville.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there's some terrain between here and there.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there's a big hill. I'm surprised that he does as well as he does, but he's got a good antenna and he runs about 90 watts.
That doesn't help his hearing.
No, that doesn't help that at all. I'm just about talking about him getting out.
Yep.
All right, very good. I think we got it all wrapped up, and that was we had the grand total was me, Kilo 4 Papa Echo Whiskey, Jim, Kilo Echo 4 Tango Yankee Juliet, but of course he's in Woodbury, Andy N0JPD in Smyrna, and Kevin, where is he? Oh yeah, Kilo Golf 4 Mike India Zulu in Lebanon, and John Whiskey 4 Alpha Whiskey Echo over in Bellevue, and Robin Kilo 4 India Delta Charlie here south of Mount Juliet. About 5 miles. So that sounds like a good. We had at least 6, so that's better than the average. I think we dropped down to 5 last time, or 4 or something. But anyway, appreciate y'all being there, and we'll kill the net at this point. K4PW.
Good night, Paul.
Good night, Paul.
Good night, everybody. Yeah, good night, everybody. Closing down the YouTube feed as it is. That's almost an hour and a half, longer than normal. My dog is crying to get fed. You can hear him whining in the background. So you can hear. All right, good night, guys.